All right. See, now that's what we talking about. How you doing? How you doing? Got a real one in the house. Miss Brandy Yates back again. How you doing, Brandy?
I'm good. I'm good. What about you, Mr. Leo Richards?
Incredibly well. Ready for this great Tuesday. Lovely Tuesday. So this is a new segment, y'all. So we have a segment for Tuesdays. Lovely Tuesdays. So with Lovely Tuesdays, this is where Leo get to talk about relationships in all forms and whatnot. I don't care to talk about it myself, and some of my opinions warrant somebody that would challenge my theory. Thus, I got Miss Yates in the house. My girl, how you doing?
Good. You ready to go?
Ready to go. All right, so, but before we get into the meat of things and before we ruffle some feathers or bless somebody with some content, we're going to get this rolling with a Did You Know segment. Some light and fun, did you know? So, first, did you know? Fun fact. Did you know wearing a tie can reduce blood flow to the brain by 7.5%? I didn't know that. I'm a person that wear I, not as much often. I used to wear a lot of ties, but I'm glad I didn't because no wonder why dudes be about to faint in church, catching the Holy Ghost and stuff. All right, so hey, if y'all watching this and y'all still wearing ties in church, loosen it up a little bit. We don't want to have to pick you up off the floor. Uh, did you know the world's oldest dog? Now, this is for pet lovers. All right. So some of y'all get sentimental about your cats and dogs. So I got one for dogs, one for cats. We got a cat mom on here. So, all right. So, did you know the world's oldest dog lived to be 29.5 years old? So I know how, our pets become a part of the family. So somebody got lucky enough to have theirs around. Oh no, he said that sounded like he was hobbling around. I'm not sure if I would want my dog to live 29 and a half years old. He just was gray and old. That's times seven.
What's the normal lifespan
The normal lifespan,
for a dog?
some of I think about 10 to 12 years.
Uh,
Yeah, so you gotta multiply by seven. That's 70, and you talking about that's double the age right there.
yeah.
Yeah, man, he was more than the oh man, he was centurion. Po dog,
Laying around lazy.
man, he deserved it. He was like Master Chow or something. He should have had a long gray beard as a dog. I think that dog was Asian in real life.
Yeah.
Uh, so did you know the world's oldest cat lived to 38 years in 3 days? So the cat lived longer than the dog. I wonder if that cat was still jumping off of stuff.
Probably. They like they need some Ritalin, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness. 30. Oh my goodness. All right. Moving ahead. All right. Another did you know? Your signature. Nah, I didn't write this part. All right. So if you get triggered, trigger warning. All right. So did you know your signature, not trigger, your signature could reveal personality traits? In 2016, the study showed that among men, larger signatures correlated with higher social bravado, and among women, a bigger signature correlated with narcissistic traits.
Well, I'm glad mine's real small.
So, if you're writing all big as a woman, you may want to shrink it down a little bit. That means you're never wrong about nothing. Uh, I didn't write this. I did not write this. Um, and for the final, did you know segment? And it's probably why we got the Super Bowl. Did you know football teams wearing red kits typically play better and have a higher winning percentage throughout the history of football? So in the Super Bowl, you got Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. So I guess this did you know fact actually proved be right, or the league may be, it's entertainment. I can't say certain things because I don't want the book to flag me for saying something. All right. So that was the Did You Know segment of the day. All right. So rolling along, our daily affirmations. So as I said, with the affirmations, sometimes you're gonna get some of the same ones. because they just work. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna get some that are a little different. So the whole purpose of the affirmations, you're trusting to start your day with me. You're rolling with me, whether you're in the car, in the office, at home. Here's some affirmations to speak into the atmosphere to help set the tone for your day. All right. So, number one, let me bow. So, number one, take a screenshot, save them for yourself. Make sure you read them out loud. I love that I love what I love. Now, I like that. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it slow because sometimes you got to understand you are who you are. All right. I love that I love what I love. All right. We're in a society right now that if you look at just about any social media platform, everybody's promoting what to like, what to love. And right now, in some aspects, you will almost see that most people have a Kardashian look with their makeup, with their hair. Most people have a similar look around the country now. It used to be you can go to Texas, and Texas had a look, LA had a look, so on and so forth. I love that you can get back to your style, what you like, what you love, without being a product of social media or standards of what beauty looks like, what taste and style looks like. You know what I'm saying? If you got natural kinky hair, rock the heck out of that natural kinky hair. Some of us love natural kinky hair. Somebody is into dreads and different hair. I'm bald head, so I don't feel no type of way that somebody on this platform like dudes with dreads and hair. So I love that I love my bald head. Ain't that right, Brandy?
Don't call me out.
She didn't think I was paying attention to her segments, y'all. What'd you say?
Right. Never mind. I'm finna write that down too. I'm finna look. I'm looking down because I'm finna write this down.
All right, gotcha. All right. The next affirmation. I release the fears that do not serve me. All right. So just like there are certain people that don't serve you, there are situations that no longer serve you. There are fears. All right. And like I said, where fear is in, faith is out. All right. And fear is just they're robbing you of opportunity after opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we're fearful to take a leap of faith. Sometimes we're fearful to go into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Since this is Lovely Tuesday, I relate that to there may be somebody that you can really align with, but you're too afraid to open up and connect with them because the previous relationships didn't work. Let's learn how to separate whoever you was with before. Don't use zodiac signs. Don't use birthdays. Don't use bald head and beards. Don't use how they dress and where they work. Don't cut all that out. All of that is false, and you adding fear as an excuse and a reason not to move forward. All right. Next, I strive for joy, not for perfection. All right. Understand this. Take joy in the things that you do in life. Take joy in what you're driving currently, where you're living currently. Take joy in the employment where you're working. And if you're not working, take joy in the freedom that you get to get rest until you get back to work. Whatever the case may be, find joy in it and understand there's nothing perfect in this world. There's no human being perfect. There's no perfect situation. Everything has its pros and cons, and everybody gets a turn. So take joy that you're still breathing. If you're watching the video, if you're listening to it, whatever the case may be, take joy that you have the ability to do that. Count your blessings. The next one, when I forgive myself, I free myself. Somebody needs to put a pin in that one right there, man. That one hit. That one hit. You know what I'm saying? That's just like them greens that I made today. That's busting. That's hitting right there. Hey, the greens busting. So no, seriously though, when I forgive myself, I free myself. Because you have to understand, before you can even move forward and embrace any type of relationship, any opportunity, before you can do anything, one of the things, there's a term that I have, and I'm working on this. It's called trauma dating. All right. There are certain triggers that people date with trauma, and they go into situations with preconceived notions that they made previous bad decisions, so they don't trust themselves. They don't trust themselves to make the right decision because of whoever burnt them from wherever else cause them to now doubt, dang, is this a good person? I have bad luck picking good people. Whatever you telling yourself, that's trauma dating. That's trauma decisions. All right. Free yourself of that. Forgive yourself of that. Go ahead. You look like you want to say something to that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just trying to let you roll, but I'm like on that one. All I just see with because people like I ain't forgiving, but all I see is unforgiveness equals bondage. You know, so it ain't about the other person. I know we see other people say this. Not forgiving somebody ain't about them. It's about you. You know, release yourself from the bondage. Forgive. It don't mean they right. It don't mean they get away with it. But unforgiveness equals bondage. So release yourself.
Couldn't have said it better. I love that. And for the last affirmation, like I said, take a screenshot, write these down. That's why I left it on the screen. Because these some good ones. You know what I'm saying? I might say myself. I didn't come up with them. And if you got some, inbox them to me, email them to me, however, so that we can share it. We family. Let's help each other through these situations. All right. So the last affirmation is when I speak my needs, I receive them abundantly. All right. Release it unto the Lord. And if you don't have faith that what you release out of your mouth into the earlobes of the Holy Spirit into the Lord, where 2 or 3 come together, all right, get an accountability partner, get somebody that believe with you, get somebody that believe more than you. I'm gonna tell you, when I had some of my harshest times, when I was struggling, I had partners that believed harder than I believed. And I'm just like, I don't even know, man. They're like, whatever. Like I said, on yesterdays, I had a cousin that kicked me in the rear end. I went to Cali and I was feeling sorry for myself. And he was like, look, man, everybody going through, everybody get a turn. You're going to be all right. So he believed that I was going to be all right before I did. So even if you don't believe, connect with somebody else that do until you get to that point to believe for yourself. All right. Got something to say? Look like you want to, all right. So that's the affirmations of the day. And before we go into that, I want to go ahead and do the proverb of the day since we own it. And as I said, there are 31 books of Proverbs. It's a book for every day of the month. You know what I'm saying? There are various verses through each proverb. If you're starting out, if you're a newbie, if you're a novice, if you're getting back into the word and you can't stay woke long enough to read an actual paragraph or whatever the case may be, do a proverb a day. You know what I'm saying? There's a book for every day. Do a different verse in that proverb. You know what I'm saying? So today we're going to do the proverb of the day is 30 and 5. And so this will be every segment. Every segment, you're going to know what the proverb, I almost know what it is. You may not know the verse, but you're going to know which proverb we on. It's going to be the day of whichever one, you know what I'm saying? So Proverb 30 and 5. Every word of God is pure. He is a shield to those who put their trust in him. And I went on to read that because with that last affirmation, you know what I'm saying? That was when I speak my needs, there you go. Speaking unto God, he's a shield for you. He won't fight on your behalf. He got Michael and Gabriel. He got angels that's about that business, you know what I'm saying? And so most of the time when I pray, you know what I'm saying, I'm praying that his warring angels protect and seal my prayers so that they make it through the heavenlies. You got to understand the barriers that our prayers got to get through before they even make it to God. And then they got to make it back. So you got imps, you got demons, you got devils and all of that that's trying to block your blessings and keep you in depression, keep you down, whatever the case may be. So there you go. That with a proverb, God can be a shield for you if you open your mouth. All right. Big brother Noah said so. Uncle Noah said so. Leo said so. There you go. So I got a special guest. And with this special guest, Ms. Brandy Yates, Conquering Relationships. So she's on because it's Lovely Tuesday. And this is where we tackle relationship topics, so to speak. So we have a few of them that we're going to address. And what I'm going to start off with all of that is I'm going to, again, allow Brandy to introduce herself, her platform, how you can find her, and then we'll go into the first topic of Lovely Tuesdays.
So, I mean, he introduced me, but I'm Brandy Yates. I'm a life coach, accountability coach, and mindset coach, and I focus on relationships. So everything I talk about going to include accountability. It's going to include a mindset change so that we can conquer those intimate and platonic relationships. You can find me on all platforms. Conquering relationships. That's the business, and then my personal is Brandy Yates.
That's what's up. All right. So, Miss Brandy, for the first topic that we're going to discuss, um, I'm going to go with the question: are traditional gender roles extinct? Why and why or why not?
Um, I think for the higher percentage of people, it may be going to be extinct.
Hmm.
And I only say that because women have way more rights, way more opportunities than they used to have. Um,
Mm.
I see us fighting to keep it, but that's why we're in an unhealthy society like we are now because we're in a modern mindset trying to keep traditional mindsets, and it's not working because the women of today got way more leeway than the women back in the day did. So we bucking against that traditional thing. So I think eventually, yeah, I think eventually it will be fully extinct.
Now, that's amazing that you said that because I had a conversation with someone earlier, and that was the same analogy that I gave. And we did not rehearse this, y'all. I
No,
promise
no,
we
no,
did not
not at
rehearse
all.
this. And so my thing was, I felt that traditional relationships are becoming extinct because it's impossible to have traditional, given that before we were even born, there were systemic systems set in place to divide families, to destroy what relationships should look like for our communities that look like us. Let's just be real. You got welfare systems, you got school to prison pipeline systems, you have the war on drugs that started in the 90s. You have so many dynamics of systems that were created that took fathers and men away from valuable, beautiful women. And then even today, when you look at TV commercials, TV shows, you see a majority of gorgeous, beautiful sisters in commercials with someone other than a brother. I won't say specifically because it's a variation, but it's also programming them to see that they can be loved and taken care of by everybody else outside of men that look like them. That men that look like them are broke, that they're bums, they're in jail. The ones that do have something, they're dogs. And so you have to understand systemic systems. Some of it is true. You know what I'm saying? Some of it has been built up to that. I'll give an analogy, and this does relate to why it may or may not be extinct. There was this test that they did. They took some fleas and they put them in this little jar, like a pickle jar. And before they put the lid on the jar, and they had holes where they can breathe and live. So before the lid was on there, the fleas was jumping out the jar, of course. But then they put the lid on the jar, and the fleas was jumping up, hitting their head, and they left it there for like 30 days. All right. I think you can go on YouTube and see it yourself. So once they took the lid off of the jar, the, the fleas would only jump as high as where that lid was at. Although the lid was off now, they no longer jumped out of the jar. And once the fleas reproduced, the babies never tried to jump outside the jar. They only jumped as high as the parents would jump. And they had the ability to jump out the jar. So are traditional relationships extinct? You have to look at the dynamic of how many of us have generations of parents and grandparents that are together. Like, divorce rates are through the roof. So let alone our parents still being married together, their parents and whatnot. So you don't even have grandparents or great grandparents to look up to pass wisdom and knowledge on. So everybody's trying to learn from their parent or trying to be the first to learn it themselves. So where does tradition come from? Like you said, women have more rights. They're making just as much, if not more money. They have their own. So when it comes down to tradition of how they want a man to approach them, in some ways they already fill their void, and it's hard for them to relinquish that authority once you're having it for so long.
Yeah. Um,
Go ahead.
when you talk about the system, all I could think about is if the government did not allow women to be single mothers, and I'm gonna say it's not, I when I say that, I'm not saying the government got them pregnant. What I'm saying is when
Mm-hmm.
they decided to get pregnant, if they knew that the government would not have their back, I think women would think twice about getting pregnant. They will also think twice about who they get pregnant by. They also would think twice about showing the man that they don't need him.
Mm.
So I feel like those are three things by the government helping us like they help us. Those are three things that have ruined us as women. We know we got to fall back. We don't need the
Mm-hmm.
man. We got the government. We don't need the man because the government is going to give us the food stamps. They're going to give us the housing. They're going to give us the medical. So it's like, the tax returns and all that. So it's like the government is filling what the man role is supposed to fill. So in the
Mm.
conditioning of that, women are becoming more, so to speak, more adamant to say, forget men.
Mm.
And I only need you when I need you. And in reality, it takes us from thinking about the kids to us thinking about us. Well, I don't need you. We ain't thinking about, okay, the kid need to see their dad in this house. The kid need to see whether we're together or not. The kid need to see me knowing how, talking to their dad with respect. The kid need to see that we don't nitpick at the smallest things. You know why? Because I need him.
Mm.
The government has allowed us or made us get to the point where we don't need men. But in reality, we do. Because if the government shut down and don't give us nothing, we gonna be blaming the man for leaving us out on the street homeless. But no, no, no. Let the government give you a house, right? That's who was your man the whole time. But that's my
Okay.
2 cents.
Well, let me play devil's advocate,
Okay, go
because
ahead.
I'm sure someone on here has this situation. They're going to say, well, the guy that they were dealing with, once they left him, he stopped doing for the
Mm-hmm,
kids. He don't want nothing to do with them. She's begged him and asked him, like, here, your kids need you, so on and so forth.
mm-hmm.
What about the ones that are not, like the women that are taking the kids away from their dad? There are some that are actually trying to get the
Mm-hmm.
dad to do, but he refused since he can't have the mom.
Mm-hmm. So it will go back to one of the three things that I said. We will make better decisions with who we allow
Mm.
ourselves to get pregnant by. I think, especially the women who have multiple kids by the same man that ain't taking care of his kids.
Right.
I think a lot of us, because we see that we have help, we see that eventually we won't be left out, not having the help from the government. It's like we are careless with our bodies. Women are supposed to have worth, right? We're supposed to come in already with worth. So I feel like because we're careless with knowing that we're going to have that backbone to fall on, we're careless with allowing ourselves to be pregnant by a man that we don't know for sure if he was even ready to be a dad. So I feel like we will
Ooh.
make better decisions if like we've seen, oh shoot, the government stopped a long time ago. What am I gonna do? And if we're seeing women really fall on their face from not having the government and not, them men not taking care of their kid, I think we'll think three times more like, oh, I don't want to be in that situation. Let me be safe. Let me make sure I'm more safe and not just out here just getting pregnant, feeling like I'm in love. Let's just carelessly have unprotected sex.
All right. So I have this question because I realize a lot of our viewers are actually in their mid 30s, 40s, and they're past that stage. Now they're in the dating realm again. We're coming across a lot of people that's starting to date again, and they want that back. They are making better decisions. They're vetting better. They're picking better options. What would be considered? I'm gonna say this, and don't y'all come at me. So they're picking the Russell Wilsons now in 30s and 40s when Russell Wilson wouldn't have been the dude that they would have picked in the 20s. Let's keep it a buck, y'all. Russell Wilson wouldn't have had the money then, and he wasn't the dude you was picking. You picking him now because you know Future. You didn't learn what Future do.
Mhm.
So now that when people are in their 30s and 40s, they're trying to avoid the futures and they going for the Russell Wilsons. However, what they're starting to learn is, and I'm being told, men are not as patient. Men don't pursue as hard or as long. Men give up quicker than ever. And so, do you believe that they see that as an aspect of traditionally a man will he'll come and shoot a shot into and make you say yes. Now men just like you say no one time and they gone. Why is it women want men to pursue even after they tell him no?
I mean, because who don't want to who don't want to feel like, oh my God, he really want me? Who don't want to feel like that? We all want to be wanted. So it's like when you going above and beyond, yes, they give us butterflies. Like, dang, this man, he really want me. Like he really going in. But then there's the other aspect is we don't really want him. We just want to be able to tell somebody that, oh, this man just will not get off my line. But that second part, the second part that I said is the reason why they're not going hard either. Because it's too many women that's like that. It's too many women not one the ones who are pursuing, and then they're screenshotting, phone calls or they're screenshotting text message, and they're like, oh, look at him. He just would not leave me alone. So now men like, you ain't finna have me in your group chat like I'm a bum or like I'm, weak because I'm chasing you. So that's why they're not really pursuing as hard as women want them to pursue them.
So you mean to tell me men then finally woke up and understood that no means no? And hold on, I thought at one point women would say no means no, and then now they saying, look, no, that means try harder. No, it don't. So there's a thing that I wrote, which, and I'm gonna share it with y'all one day. Reason why I'm okay with only shooting one shot. And so I'm gonna share that with y'all one day, because honestly, it's some decent little lines in there. Some of them are funny, some of them are the reality. But the one that really sticks out to me is playing hard to get is for the courting stage, not introduction. If I'm a king, I know I'm a king. I know my value, and I know I'm coming to you with respect, and I pursue you in a way. Whereas, I shoot straight. Like I don't have lines. I suck with pickup lines. I ain't never had game. I can't spit game if it flew in my mouth. I promise. So I never even tried. I just shoot straight and be honest. So if a brother shoots straight with you, and you pretend or you give him the cold shoulder, you're really not that interested, but you are. Even if you got a situationship going and you don't want to be confused, so you just kind of keep him at bay until you can say, yes, I'll give you the energy. I'm gonna tell you as a man, it's better to be real with him and let him know, hey, honestly, I would, but right now isn't the time. So most men are not going to shoot more than one shot, even if they really serious about you. Currently, it's about 4 point something billion other women in this world, and you got passport bros going overseas dating folks. You got all type of people looking at various options, and so men are at a place where they're not going to over pursue. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they come correct. If they come correct, they don't want to feel like, okay, well, if you ain't feeling me, nah, because then that's giving you too much energy, too much authority over the relationship if I pursue you too hard.
Yeah, and I don't think you should. Go on and shoot your shot. If they block it, go on about your business. Don't even play that game. Like, and I know it's a lot of women playing it because I have men that keep trying, and I'll be like, listen, I'm straightforward. I don't play the hard to get. If I say no, that's because I really mean no. I'm not interested. I'm not going that route with you. So it's either friends or nothing. And frankly, I don't even want more friends. So it ain't even that, So it's like, no, I said no. If you can't just be cordial or whatever, book a session or something, but I don't want to date you. I don't play hard to get. Like, you don't have to keep taking little shots like, I'm going to get her one day. No, you're not. Because I know what I want, and I don't play hard to get. I'm straightforward. If I say no, I literally mean no. So
keep in mind, hard to get is for the courting stage, not introduction. All right. All right. So next topic, age gaps in relationship. How relevant or is it irrelevant to you? with age gaps? And I'll tell you my experience and what I kind of felt.
Mm, I would say yes and no. As for me, I say because I'm 36, I'll be 37 this year. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say I'll go 5 down and 10 up
Mm.
based off maturity. But I'm not going down. I don't really. I just started considering 5 down, but based off maturity. But I don't know. I haven't really thought that deep into age gaps as far as, oh my God, this age and that age. If it's a legal age, the person is in their right mind, they got things going on for themselves. I feel like, hey, if it's legal and it's consensual, then do what you do. I'm not really, irked out or spazzed out by age gaps.
All right. So this is what I observed. And so there was a time, and it wasn't now, and I won't give my numbers on how far down I'm gonna go, how far up I'm gonna go, because I don't want no confusion. All right. So all right, we're gonna keep it a buck on here, no confusion. So, but what I what I will say is I did a little observation, and so I tried online dating one time, and so I was curious. I had never done it. I was like, man, what the heck? Let me check it out, and it was the greatest education I never knew I needed. And I purposely chose different age groups, and I I tried 20s knowing what to expect. But out of my testing, it proved right. And then so for each 30s, 20s, 40s, even 50s, went on some dates with some 50-year-olds. They was cool too, y'all. Uh, you know, so, and I ain't gonna tell you about 60s because y'all gonna look at me like you shooting at the cougars. You wrong. I'm at an age I can date your mama, I can date your granny. Watch out. So I'm just playing, y'all. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Uh, so real talk. What I realized is with the 20s are prime. They really are at an age where fantasizing really takes hold. One, they can choose the granddads, the dads, the son, whoever. Look at Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey can date somebody's son. She can date the dad, and then granddad gonna be sugar daddy and pay for everything. So she's a prime example of that. I think she's 24, 25, somewhere in that age range. Whereas she doesn't need to really settle down if she doesn't want to, because she's getting the cream of the crop of Hollywood and anything you could think of. And so when you look at the age bracket, even with her getting millionaire, you know what I'm saying? Her mama probably got her shooting for a billionaire at this point. Like, shoot, if you got the cream of the crop, might as well go for a chic, go for a billionaire, do a Janet Jackson, go marry one, have that baby, and get have a billion off of them. Not saying that that's everybody's MO. I'm just saying everybody thinks they can be an Instagram model. Everybody thinks that they gonna land somebody, with all this great money. Yeah, some of y'all will. All right. But it's fantasy they fantasize more in 20s. Not all. There are some mature young women that know what they want. There are some that's in church and they know what they want. I'm not saying the whole. So when I say something, I'm not saying 100% of people, y'all. I understand that. I'm not dating 100% in this category. Just an observation of a great number of them. So what I realized in the 30s, start to really kind of settle down and start getting into a mode where once they've had some success in their career, once they've done some things that they really wanted to, now they can consider, partnership and whatnot if they're not already into it. 35 is like a switch. For some reason, 35 seems to be like a switch for certain women, and then 40, and then 45 is definitely a switch, and then somewhere around 50, they just want light and fun. You know what I'm saying? They've already been in love. They don't even believe in the love of their life no more. Soulmates and all of that. Look, just love me, treat me right. Let's have fun. All that other stuff, I don't even believe in no more. And don't get me started on 60. 60 don't want none of that no more. Like, hey, I got my own, I got my life back together, I got my peace. If you ain't coming over here to make mama feel good, have a glass of wine, and you know what I'm saying, enjoy this garden. Jody mama. 60-year-olds are like Jody mama. They don't care. Joker, get up out of here, because I'm gonna have Van Rain walking around here feeding me grapes and strawberries with nothing but his apron, if that. So 60-year-olds off the chain. They don't want nothing to do, enjoy life. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to somebody about senior citizens in nursing homes. Nursing homes having one of the highest rates of STDs because they're right. Yes, look it up. Look it up. Yes, senior homes, senior living homes. Look it up. They are getting it in. I hate to imagine my grandparents. Like, no, I am. Look, mama, you cannot go to a nursing home. We're gonna find a way to keep you at home because I see what goes down in the nursing homes. And if you ask me to go there, I know you're trying to be hot, so you can't go. So age gaps, yes, it's a thing, and whatnot. No, I don't believe what I said as far as no, I don't believe it's 100%, but it is some truth to it because there are ages around about that there's a switch that clicks on for both men and women. You know, I don't want to pick on women and y'all think they're just women. And I'm gonna be a buck with you. The reason why I really didn't go with men is because men don't always mature with age. I won't say the celebrity name on here, but a certain celebrity just had a comedy show here in the A. And I ran into him at the gym. And I spoke to him, let him know that, oh man, hey, I see you guys show tonight and whatnot. Long story short, we had a conversation and whether I was coming or not. I was like, nah, I just joked that my date canceled on me. I didn't have a date for real. I was just joking with him. And his language and the way he was talking shocked me that he would still be talking that way in real life. You know what I'm saying? At his age. And I'm like, really? Like you still? And it reminded me of a situation. My oldest son, when my oldest son was in the pumpkin seat. So my oldest son was in the when he was born, he was in. I took him to the barbershop. So this is when I had hair. All right, I did have hair at one point. I had some waves, y'all. They was deep too. You know what I'm saying? I had a lining. It was going back, but I still had one. So before the lining went too far back. All right. So before the line it went too far back and I started advertising McDonald's for free, I wasn't gonna let that happen. I was not going to advertise McDonald's for free. I would bring my boys to the barbershop, get cut up and whatnot. And an older gentleman asked me, he say, oh, you babysitting? I was like, no, sir, that's my son. And he was like, yeah, but you babysitting him. I'm like, sir, you must not have heard me. That's my son. And he was like, and he was just as confused as all get out. He had to be like 60 or 70. And so I had to tell him, I say, sir, this is what you call raising him. You know what I'm saying? If I don't keep him in the streets or take him, he needs to see what it is for a man to be groomed. I'm not waiting till he's walking or whatever to bring him to the barbershop. He's here because this is what men do. And so I didn't go into tandem about men because I realized firsthand that not always through certain ages do we mature with age. Maturity does not come with gender or age. You know what I'm saying? And so although I made the analogy that there are certain times that certain things click, that is true for many. However, I don't believe that is the rule that everybody matures, you know, at the same rate, if that makes sense. All right. So I already know your answer on this, but since we're talking about relationships, and it keep happening over and over again, women proposing to men. Go ahead. What's your take?
Some traditional things need to stay.
Okay.
We ain't for that. Cause no. I personally believe that relationships don't happen until the man say yes. So if that's the case, why would I be proposing to somebody who ain't said yes yet?
Mm.
And when I say saying yes, I'm meaning it's a lot of women who ain't in relationships, not not because they can't get in one, it's because the person that they want is not ready for one.
Mm.
Most women want to be with one man. We don't need a bunch of men. Most men, they be out there trying to fiddle around, see what's the best bet, best what. So unless that man say, I want you and only you, women cannot be in relationships. Women cannot be married. So water. So proposing to a man who ain't made up in his mind yet that he is ready for you, I feel like it's a disgrace to your value as a woman. No, it's a hard no for me.
All right. No. All right. So next topic. I
No
knew that was gonna be a
explanation. That's
short
it.
one. I knew it was gonna be a short one. All right.
Like, no, yeah,
So
no.
so somebody asked me this. This was something that was brought up about there's this thing with separate bedrooms. Married people either living in separate houses or having separate bedrooms in the same house. What is your take on being married to someone, but y'all have your own bedrooms and or y'all still have your own places, own houses separate from each other?
Why y'all married?
Mm.
What's the point of being married? I feel like people that do that literally only treats marriage as a business. You don't look at the
Or
spirit. Go ahead.
or it can be sleep apnea. Somebody may, have a thing where, what I'm saying, they got an issue with sleeping a certain way. Or a person may not, somebody may have OCD and they like their house cleaned a certain way. They like the person, they love the person, they just can't live with them and clean up behind them. So the solution is you keep your place, I keep my place. When we need to see each other, we see each other. But I can always go back to my place that's going to stay clean and tidy and perfect. And I can't be in an atmosphere where you move your shoes are in the floor. So you may have a situation like that.
Okay, stay single. Stay
Why
single.
can't
You keep yours.
why can't
You keep yours. They keep theirs. Like I don't believe. I don't believe you can build a deeper, doper, stronger bond in separate places like that. That's the same as people saying, we just separated for now. What's separated? For you to go do what you want to do, however you want to do it with whoever you want to do it with? No. I don't believe in no. I don't believe in that. If that's the case, you're gonna have your spot as a single person, or not only
mm-hmm.
that, just be in a regular relationship. Why get married to not join things together?
Okay, so this is the thing. I know we probably see a little different on this. Some people still have traditional biblical based principles of remaining celibate and abstinent until marriage. And so that may be their reason of coming together, being jointed, that, hey, you know, I'm going to need mine. You know what I'm saying? So put a ring on it so that we can legally have each other and we can go on vacation. We can do all these things.
Mhm.
But you stay over there. And maybe they trust each other where they don't believe that the other person got a side dude or a side chick, and this is just accommodations. Maybe she has $1 million condo down. Oh, a work location. Maybe it has to do with where they work. And I'm in Atlanta. Traffic is stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Sandy Springs. Somebody may not want to travel through, the highways and byways to get to downtown. Maybe they got a condo right downtown to go to work from. See?
No, I ain't with it. I ain't with it. No. That's what I'm saying. Just stay
I
single
almost had you
then.
with that one.
No, you didn't. I'm sitting here trying to come up with a nice response. Just stay single then. I don't believe in being married. Because once you agree to be married, you have done, supposedly you have done enough to know enough about each other. You know he leave the toilet seat up. You know she not clean. He not clean. Like, you know these things. So if you still decide to marry this person, you're accepting those parts of them. So I don't understand the purpose of getting married just to still live separately.
Okay, I got another one for you then. Try this. Try this living situation.
I'm tired of your okay. Tired of your scenario.
So,
Nah.
so I'm a outdoors dude. I love if y'all ain't known by now, I got a kayak out there. I got a bike. I'm hiking. You know what I'm saying? I love outdoors. I'm outdoors, dude. Like if it's warm enough out there, so come June, July, and August, I'm outdoors. I'm booking me a cabin, probably going to Tennessee, going out to the mountains somewhere. So I may need a truck and a tow hitch and all of that type of stuff for all the outdoor stuff. I may want to get a ATV, four-wheeler, to be mudding and dirting and stuff. So maybe one of us love the outdoor country life or the farm or something and whatnot, and the other one got to work in the city. But downtown, there's parking limitations. You ain't gonna be able to have a boat and all that out there. You may want to go out to Lakeland. Yes, some people still go to Lakeland there. Don't flip out, y'all. All right. So you may have a boat where you want to get out on the water. You can't hold all that stuff in the downtown congested area. And maybe there's a place that's further out with some land that you got. And so you got the best of both worlds. So on the weekends, your missus come on out to you to where the land and stuff at and the outdoor life. And then the work week, she down in her condo. Boom.
If that works for y'all, go ahead. However, that's a single lifestyle, in my opinion. That's a bachelor lifestyle, a bachelorette lifestyle. How are we supposed to have intimacy? You telling me on Saturday and Sunday I get intimacy with you, and then the rest of the days of the week we just living like we single?
I can come and see you. You know what I'm saying, through the week.
Now, all that you just explained, you ain't gonna have time to go see nobody like that throughout the week.
All right.
Especially with work schedules, and if they got other things that they do, kids, sports, then you got to consider that the kids. So it's like what you talking about is a single lifestyle. Now we got kids. There's absolutely no way people married and with kids can have a lifestyle like that that's healthy.
Well, I tried, fellas. You know what I'm saying? If y'all was trying to have y'all little spot,
you gonna have to have somebody who live in that lifestyle and that's very successful on here. Because as for me, it's a hard no. We might as well just keep ourselves, be single. Like for women, we like intimacy. We like to be touched. Even if we're not having sex, we want to have your feet wrapped around our feet. You telling me I gotta wait till Saturday and Sunday? Well, Sunday I gotta get back home and get ready for Monday. So you telling me maybe Friday night and Saturday is the only times I can have my feet wrapped around yours? Nah.
All right, moving on. I tried, y'all.
No.
All right. The last segment for Lovely Tuesdays, y'all, is are women comfortable with a man that has standards?
That has what?
Standards.
Standards?
Yes.
Of course not. I mean, the type of woman I am, yes. But
okay.
A lot of these women, no. They want a man they can control.
Okay.
So how dare you have standards? How dare you have self-worth? What do you mean you're not putting up with my BS? What do you mean I can't talk crazy to you? Are you serious? A lot of women want me. I said that, but I think I might have said that on your last one. I don't know. But I know I said on my Facebook page, women want men that they can control.
Mm-hmm.
So a man with standards, baby, they don't know what to do with a man with standards.
So has it been traditional that women are accustomed to making the rules of pace in dating, of how fast you're moving in a relationship, what you are and what you're not when she's ready for it or when she's not ready for it? Could that be an issue as well?
I believe so. Yep. And I feel like men with standards ain't going for it. They're like, no, if I'm going to be the leader, if I'm supposed to be the masculine one here, we're not riding your wave. It either is this or it's not. Like you don't get to control this full situation. So
I did have a comment on the post that was saying men today are impatient and they overthink and they move too fast and they don't allow the relationship to develop and get to know the person and the why. Now, I would say this. I've observed these comments on other pages, other comments, other platforms.
Mhm.
And from what is being said is that a woman feels that there's reasons why she's, not as open or free in certain situations, why she's a little hesitant to fully open up to this guy and whatnot. And he lose patience and he's just like, well, I'm out. And she's like, well, you don't know why. Like, give me time. Let me know. Let me make sure I can trust you first. And the guy's just like, and I'll tell you my little three elements. And I've said this before, and I said on here. One, allow me to make my own mistakes. So for most guys that have standards, that are healed, that know who they are, and they have good intentions for you, they're going to approach it with, let me make my own mistakes. I get it. I will be patient with you, but you can't dictate the pace on everything.
Mhm.
So let me make my own mistakes. Two, and I didn't put it on the screen. So while she's talking, I'll probably type it up and put it on the screen. Two, don't try to teach me how to date you. You know what I'm saying? That's another element that men see in relationships that they don't like. For a woman to tell them well, I don't like it when this, and that, and
Now
they
that I
response
got
is,
some backlash on, but go ahead.
go ahead.
No. Finish your three. I just got
Uh,
backlash on the second one.
all right. And three, don't try to date yourself through me. And you see that way more than anything. Like you said earlier in the segment about, guys shooting a shot and the woman wants you to try harder. She's really not into you. She just like the chase and whatnot. And so most women that's really not into a guy, they will use him to treat themselves through him. The treatment that they want, the trips and whatever the case may be. There are certain things, and not that she doesn't have money or can't do it herself. However, there are elements and situations where people would date themselves through somebody.
Mhm.
They just need you as the vessel in the body.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I sure was gonna ask you if you can expound on that third one a little bit more, so we can, because I think you're the first person I've ever heard it. Understand what you mean, but I think you're the first person I've ever heard say it like that. Don't date yourself through me. So I was actually gonna ask you to go into that a little more if you wanted to, but you did it. But so the second one, the only backlash I would have to the second one on don't teach me how to date you is that I personally believe that you have to teach people how to treat you. And so I believe that goes into dating too, because I do feel like when we're in the dating scene, we learn different patterns and we learn different things through other people. So as for me, something that you've done with another woman that she may have liked, I may not like that. That may trigger me. You know what I'm saying? So it may not feel good, with you doing that. I might not feel important with you doing that. So for me, I will have to teach you how to date me. Like you can't date me like you dated her. Just one minor little example that may be it's not that big of a deal. I wouldn't make a fuss out of it if this is his love language. But however, I'm not a flower girl. I don't like flowers. Like I could look at them, they cute for that moment, but I'm not finna water them. I'm not finna put them in no vase. I'm not finna put them in a frame and keep them. Like I don't like flowers. So he may have been with a woman that loved flowers. So that's what he did weekly. And as for me, I'm like, stop buying me these flowers. Like I don't like flowers. So to me, it's starting to aggravate and irritate me when all I could simply do is just say, "Hey, I don't like flowers." So I'm teaching you how to date me in that sense. So that's what I see or I hear when you're saying, "Don't teach me how to date you." But I do kind of want to, like, I want you to kind of expand on that too, and maybe I'm not seeing it in like your aspect as a man, like when you say, "Don't teach me how to date you," but I believe in you have to teach the person how to necessarily, how to treat you and how to court you. Like I said, you might like things for you, you bald head, right?
Mm-hmm.
You like the bald head. You might not like certain products, but the last bald head man she dated, he loved these products. So it's like you got to teach her, like, nah, babe, that no, I don't like that scent. Like, don't do that. So they have to relearn you and relearn how to date you and not date you like the last person. But I'm interested in hearing your thought process on that. This is your words.
That's called getting to know each other. That's not training somebody how to date
Okay.
you. Um, Now, as a man, I always approach a situation as such. I know me. I know my voids, I know my weaknesses. So as a man, when I approach a woman, I don't approach her solely from an aesthetic standpoint. I don't approach her solely from what she can do for me or whatever, or a physical aspect. Um, I look at situations whereas spiritual, mental, lifestyle. So spiritually, are we aligned? If we spiritually aligned, there are some things that we're going to connect on, just man, flawlessly because we spiritually in alignment. And so, a man that knows his weaknesses and he knows his strengths, he will see those strengths in that woman in areas that he's weak in. And so those areas attract him. So he looks to learn from her. And vice versa, a woman should see where a man could come in and lead her in life and whatnot. And so when you really align and you take the opportunity to, my job is to take care of the woman that I'm dating. Not, and it's her job to serve me. And I think where most people find flaws is making sure that they're happy and comfortable in a relationship. So they want to coach that person on how to make them happy. In actuality, in actuality, if we supposed to be together, I see something in you that I can teach you. I can fill that void. Mm-hmm. And if you free yourself to be taught by me and led by me, you're going to find out things about you didn't even know about yourself. Mm-hmm. But if you only go off of past knowledge of what you've enjoyed and what you like, you'll try to coach me on, I like cheesecake. I like this. This is the restaurant I like to. Flip all of that. I found a spot over here. You told me what you're allergic to, what you like, what you don't like. I got some ideas. Let's go over here. And so if you're only open to your past, you're going to miss out on your present and possibly your future. So teaching me how to date you is you dating out of your previous knowledge of your experiences, not connecting with the person in front of you and allowing them to introduce you to them and new experiences through their lenses. And so it's the same thing. I'm supposed to see things. My job, I'm taking care of you. I'm not trying to coach you on how to make me happy. I'm trusting you and giving you the leeway to make mistakes.
So that's the part I think I didn't hear. And when you say that about teaching me how to date you, or don't teach me how to date you. I think the part I didn't hear in that blanket statement is you trying to make sure I do everything to make you happy and you're not open to learning new things. So I didn't hear that part when you because you said it a few times. I've heard you say it a few times. I'm like, what do you mean by that? Because you ultimately have to teach someone how to treat you, in particular. But I think as you were talking, it also goes back to the dating. The way you broke that second one down, it also goes into the third one. Like, so in that case, if I'm teaching you just to make me happy, I'm not open to no suggestions. I'm not open to being led. I might like this restaurant, Cheesecake Factory. You like, look, there's other restaurants that taste good, and you're not open to that. So it goes into the whole, don't date yourself through me. So yes. I heard that, as you was explaining more, I said, oh, it's connecting. Now I get it, and now I understand. And I actually agree with that. I actually do, because you're supposed to complement each other. You know what I mean? Yes. You're not supposed to. I ultimately believe it's not another person's job to make you happy anyway. So you should already be happy. So yes, you shouldn't be dating yourself through me. Be open, be transparent, be willing to learn, be willing to try new stuff, be willing to like the things that I like too. It's not always about you. So, okay, I got you.
So, we out of time, y'all. But before we run out of time, we will come back to this. I think this is a topic that a lot of you seem interested in, those three factors. And so on the following Lovely Tuesday, those would be the main topics of Lovely Tuesday next Tuesday. Those three factors that I speak on about. All right, we're going to save it for Tuesday. So with that being the case, I'm going to leave you with this. A man can't do, a woman can't do what you won't allow God to do. So like Brandy was saying, it's not a person's job to particularly make you happy and be your peace. They are there to serve in the capacity that you will allow God to allow them to serve. They can't do what you won't let Jesus do. And so that leads into the Leoism of the day. Um, Leoism is something that I did not come up with. My partner Jack Johnson, shout out, bro, and some other individuals that have known me for a number of years. Um, it's just little things that I say. You know, we may have a conversation and I may make an analogy and I may make up something on the fly. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, that's a Leoism. And so I've never really documented those. I'm starting to document them. And sometimes it'll be something that we may have a conversation and you end up seeing it on the screen. It may be something I heard from somebody else. But the Leoism of the day is my energy is to protect you, not to check you. All right. That actually came from a different Leoism. Alliance voice is to defend, not to intimidate within his den. And so when a man gets to know who he is, when he's aligned with himself, and you allow yourself to be in your feminine energy, I am not here to check you. And I know you love masculine men, but masculinity is an energy, not a sound.
I like that.
So that's another Leoism. Masculinity is an energy, not a sound. So we're gonna have that one to come back. So nothing else. Remember, after we watch these videos, please know I leave them up for a little bit and whatnot. But once they come down, go over to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Go to my YouTube channel, Balancing Life with Leo Richards. That's a new platform for me. I'm building that up. If you don't catch the totality of this video and you want to see the whole thing, go to my YouTube page. It'll be uploaded by 10 a.m. and we'll get it popping from there. Like always, spiritual, mental, lifestyle in that order. See you tomorrow. Peace.